Hey everybody, good evening and welcome back to Mad Horse Barbecue. My name is Brian, and in today's video we're going to be doing about a 14-pound turkey on the Zgriils 700D3 yet again. My last video we did the spatchcock and we injected it. This video we're not gonna cut the turkey up. We're gonna cook it whole, and we're gonna do a 24-hour brine on it. The brine we're gonna use is this Butcher BBQ beer brine. It says chicken brine, but you can use chicken brine. You can use chicken brine for turkey. I do it all the time. Turns out really, really good. We're gonna do a 24-hour brine on it, followed by like a 12-hour dry time on a rack in the fridge, and then we're gonna get up the next morning and throw it on the grill and cook it probably like 275 to 300. But we're about, today is Wednesday evening. It's about 8 o'clock here at night in Minnesota. So we're gonna do this for 24 hours. So let's go ahead and let's get the brine made. All right, I got a clean 5-gallon pail here. That's what we're gonna use. What I'm gonna do is take about a gallon to 2 of water. I'm not sure exactly how much we're gonna use, but we're gonna start with just a gallon in there. And now that I look at it, I changed my mind. We're gonna go probably a full 2 gallons of water. This water has been refrigerated, so it is already cold. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and take some of this Trader Joe's turkey stock, and we're gonna shake it up real nice. We're gonna add the turkey stock to the pail as well. And we're gonna take the whole thing of the Butcher BBQ beer flavored chicken brine. We're gonna dump the whole thing in. And we're gonna mix this up real nice. Boy, the smell of this brine is rather pleasant. And once we get a good mix, we're gonna go ahead and take our turkey. We're gonna put it in breast side down. And you can see that the 2 gallons of water to 1 thing of turkey stock is about perfect. This whole bird is pretty much covered. For the time being, I did leave the little plastic piece on here, just so when I want to take it out, I can just grab it really easily. But we're gonna kind of just bury that as far as we can into the water. And this is gonna get thrown into the fridge for 24 hours. So when we pull it out of the brine, we will pick back up. All right, guys, turkey has been in the brine now for 24 hours. Brine still smells fantastic. But what I got going on over here is a disposable pan with just an elevated rack inside of it. And I'm gonna take the turkey out and put it right on that pan and let it sit in the fridge overnight. What I am gonna do is just take a wet paper towel and kind of just rub off any of the bigger pieces from the brine kit that are left on there. Don't really care all that much, but just feel like rubbing it off. You can rinse your bird off too after this. I know a lot of people do that. I typically don't, so I'm not gonna do it. So this is gonna be good. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in the fridge, and we'll be picking back up tomorrow morning when we're rubbing it down. All right, guys, we are back. Got the bird on a cooking rack right here. It's been drying in the fridge in that pan overnight on a drying rack, just because that's how I wanted to do the bird. At this point, you could just rub this thing up, throw it on the grill. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of tighten this bird up a little bit. You can see we got the wings flapping. Wings flapping, I didn't mean that, but the wings are just hanging there, the drumsticks are there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this plastic piece is intended to stay in there if you want. So if you wanted to just tuck your drums right back in it, you could. I think it sits, relatively nice if I could get it to go, but I'm not gonna, so I'm gonna take the plastic piece out first. Boom. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start on the back side first. Okay, and now since we got the backbone side up, you don't really have to season the backbone side, but I just like seasoning the whole bird if I have the choice. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna use a little bit of a binder, so some Pam cooking spray on it. And then the 2 rubs we're gonna use today are the same 2 rugs I used in the last turkey video, but they're both from Butcher BBQ. We got the Grilling Addiction and we got the Chipotle rub. This is really, guys, I mean, this has become one of my all-time favorites on anything poultry. Really, really, really good. So we're gonna hit it with the Grilling Addiction first. Just, this is all preference, season to taste. Season how you like it. I swear growing up when Grandma made turkeys, they were the best thing ever, but I don't think she put any seasoning on it whatsoever. And that's just, that's so 1990. Light coat of the Chipotle rub. This is the backside, but where there's rub, there's flavor. Now that we got it, I'm gonna flip it back up to the breast side. Kind of position it where I want it on this rack. And before I get to seasoning the rest of it, I am gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take the wings. I'm gonna tuck them underneath the breast, like that. You kind of just take the tip like this, lift up on the breast a little bit, and tuck that wing tip right underneath it. Sits pretty darn nice that way. Again, I'm gonna go on with a coat of cooking spray, just for a binder. Go on with the grilling addiction first. Then we're gonna come back with the chipotle rub. I made some burgers last night with this chipotle rub, and holy smokes, was it good. Now I'm gonna take the butcher's twine and tie the drums up. Just like that. Use my kitchen shears, cut the tail off. And I am gonna go ahead and just touch up a little bit of what I touched here on the drums, and that's gonna be good. So this turkey is gonna be handled right on this rack, and it is about time to throw out on the grill. So we will meet you out there. All right, guys, done at the Zgriils 700 D3. Just threw the turkey on. Give you a quick peek. I am using my meter plus to monitor internal temp. I'll probably pull this thing off when it hits about probably like 158 in the breast. But I'm gonna go ahead and close this thing down, and I'm gonna rotate this turkey kind of like I did a spatchcock turkey. So I'm gonna rotate it about every 45 minutes. So we'll probably check back in a couple hours. All right, guys, been on for about an hour. I am not gonna open this up. Believe it or not, I'm actually having a little bit of an issue with the Zgriils. You can see I got it set to 275, and it is, it got up to 275 right away. And then after about a half an hour, it dipped down to 225. It won't go any hotter. I did use a new kind of pellet. I used some A-Smoke apple pellets that I've had sitting in the garage for about 6 months. So what I went ahead and did is I emptied the pellets. Those are the A-Smoke ones. Emptied them out, and then I put the B&B competition blend back in it. So I'm hoping it was the pellets and this grill isn't having an issue, but I will check back in here in just a little bit and just tell you if the pellets indeed were bad, because pellets, bad pellets can cause that. So, but I'll check back in here just a little bit. All right, guys, back down at the Zgriils. It's been about 10 minutes since I got the A-Smoke pellets cleaned out of the auger tube. I don't know why I did that, but the auger tube, and then I got the A-Smoke pellets cleaned out of here, got the B&B pellets put back in, and within 10 minutes, my temps have gone right up to 275, so that to me says that the A-Smoke pellets were indeed bad. I don't know if the A-Smoke pellets are designed just to run with A-Smoke. I'd find that hard to believe. I mean, maybe they are, but to me, a pellet's a pellet. They are a bit darker compared to the usual pellets I use. Maybe they got a little bit of moisture in it, but it was a sealed bag. It was a brand new bag, but I don't really care. I'm not gonna investigate it any further. Those pellets, the A-Smoke pellets, are in the garbage. B&B pellets back in the hopper. Running at 275. I'm not gonna open it up just because it's been going for like an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 20 minutes. And the first part of the cook was at like 220, and I'm not into cooking turkey that low and slow. So I'm gonna let this thing go for a little bit, and then we'll check back in, and I'll give you a progress report on the bird once it's been cooking at 275 for a while. All right, guys, back down to the Zgriils 700 D3. Been on for about an hour and 45 minutes, and the Zgriils is purring like a it's purring like a pellet grill, I guess. But anyways, I just did the first rotate on the turkey. I'll give you a quick peek. Ooh, that bird's starting to color up real nice. Internal temp is reading at about 100 now, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this thing down. And at this point, there's nothing special. I'm just rotating this thing about every 45 minutes now, and the pellet grill is doing the rest. So I'll probably pick back up towards the end of this cook. Probably about another hour and a half left, I bet. So I'll probably pick back up one more time out at the grill, just to give you a final look-see, as another famous horseman YouTuber would say. Well, I'm not famous, he's famous. But just to give you another look-see before I pull it off. So we'll see in a little bit. All right, guys, we're back. Turkey's been on for 4 hours. Internal temp at breast is right at about 158 to 160, depending on where you check it at. Give you a quick peek. Looking really, really, really good. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is pull this thing off and let it rest on the countertop inside, probably for at least about 30 minutes. And that 30 minutes, it'll continue to cook, it'll carry over. So for anybody who's concerned about this turkey not being cooked all the way because I'm pulling it off at 158, well, it's gonna continue to carry over and cook when I bring it inside, and it'll be just fine. To me, if you pull a turkey at 165, it's just too dry in the breast. So I like pulling it off around 158, 160. So we will, yeah, we're gonna sign off here, and we'll check back in when we're cutting into her. All right, guys, we are back. It is time to cut in this thing. Total cook time today was 4 hours. we'll say 275 the whole time, but in all reality, that first hour we had an issue. We had that issue with the A-smoke pellets, but then once we got the B&B pellets back in there, we were A-okay. So again, this was a total cook time of 4 hours. Took it off at about an internal of 158, 159. Brought it in, let it rest for about a half hour, and here we are. So enough jabbering. Let's get to cutting. Let's go ahead and take the breast off, take some slices of the breast. Go ahead and give the breast a try. Looking nice and juicy. Go ahead and give it a try. And try the drumstick. Wipe my face off here for a minute. God, that turkey's good. It really, really, really is good. If you had to make me choose between that one I injected or this one, it'd really be a toss-up. I mean, they're both just absolutely fantastic. Both of those products from Butcher BBQ are fantastic. The rub on the outside, that pecan and the grilling addiction, or not the pecan, the chipotle, the Butcher BBQ chipotle and grilling addiction. Awesome combo yet again. Really does well. 24-hour brine, you know, I didn't directly follow the instructions on the side of the bottle. I kind of diluted it down because the instructions on the side of the bottle call for like a 6 or 8 hour brine, and I did 24-hour brine, so I didn't want to overpower it, but that brine definitely puts some flavor throughout this bird, adds a ton of moisture to that breast. Zgrills, yet again, perform flawlessly, except for the A-smoke pellets, which they're in the trash. We're not going to use those again. I had probably just a bad bag of pellets, but it's the first time I used the pellets and they didn't work good, so I probably won't use them again. But Zgrills worked awesome, 275, ran the whole time. And man, God, that turkey's good. I love turkey. I love this time of the year. Thanksgiving to me is my favorite holiday. And the Vikings play Thanksgiving night too, so I'll have to kind of take it easy on the lattes so I can make sure to be awake for that game. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. Super easy recipe. Get over to Butcher BBQ's website. Give his stuff a try. And if you're in the market for a pellet grill, I highly suggest you checking out Zgrills, especially if you're on a budget. I don't want to use the word cheap, but I'll just say for as inexpensive as those pellet grills are, the fact that they got a PID on it and they run the way they do, to me, is really, really, really impressive. So I will definitely be using the crap out of that Zgrills. Really, really, really like it. So now besides that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Hope you and your family have a safe and happy holidays. Thank you for watching. See you next time.